Peace, family. We are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru. Thank you all. Thank you so much for joining. Let me make sure I got everything set up correctly. I do. Hit the like button, y'all. Please hit that like button. Also, make sure you share and make sure you subscribe. Please do that. 1 second. Let me just change a setting real quick, and then we'll jump into it. But I got a couple of announcements. Again, got a couple of announcements. Sierra Leone. April. Citizenship is back on. Now they're making the process a little more stringent, meaning the days of coming to Sierra Leone, getting your passport and leaving. I'm sorry. The days of coming to Sierra Leone and leaving in under 2 weeks with a passport, those days are over. In fact, here's my Sierra Leone passport right here. So those days are over. The days of you pulling up to Sierra Leone and leaving with the passport. In fact, I need to renew my passport this year. Again, I need to renew my passport this year. Yeah, so I need to go to Sierra Leone and get my passport renewed, which I am going to do when I take my group in December. So they've changed the rules. Guys, give me a second. I got to take this call. Give me a second. Sorry about that. I'm back. I had to take the call. So yeah. Sierra Leone. So visit donfo.africa. Again, please visit donfo.africa to learn more. And not only are we rolling to Sierra Leone, we're also rolling to Nigeria in August. So Sierra Leone in April. And you have to come twice now. So you have to come twice and you have to wait a year. So when you come to Sierra Leone in April, you got to come back the following April to get your passport. Again, you have to come back the following April to get your passport. So the first trip is, getting acclimated to the country. The second trip is where, you do your fingerprinting and, all that good stuff as far as getting your passports, fingerprinting, and there's a citizen, what's it called? Civics engagement meeting. I'm sorry. Then you get sworn in. So yeah, so you do that on the second trip. So the first trip, come visit the country. Then the following year, you come and get your passport. So visit Donfo, that's DANFO.Africa to learn more. We are also rolling to Nigeria in August, Senegal in May. I got 2 spots that opened up. Again, I got 2 spots that opened up for Senegal. So if you're interested in joining us in Senegal this May, please visit Donfo.Africa. A warrior clan, I need you to call in and I don't believe that. I need facts on that. So warrior clan, I'm gonna put the link in the chat room, right? Excuse me. I'm gonna put the link in the chat room right now. And if you want to hide your face, warrior clan, but you gotta call in, you gotta back that up. Because I don't agree with that. And I could be wrong, but we'll go through that. But again, this is so-called FBA deflection. FBA doesn't want to take accountability and they like to blame non-FBAs for their problems. So I'm not buying that at all. The majority of the people in the Congressional Black Caucus are what you consider FBA, period. So we have Senegal in May, Nigeria in August, Zanzibar in September. Then we're doing Namibia and South Africa in November. Then Sierra Leone in December. So if you're interested in joining us, please visit donfo.africa. Again, if you're interested in joining us, please visit donfo.africa. We would love to have you. We would love to host you and have a great time in Africa. But yeah, I'm not buying that at all. Your comment about FBA, I mean the Congressional Black Caucus, the majority of it being non-FBI. I'm not buying that at all. In fact, let's go ahead and we'll start off with that. We will start there. Black Caucus. CBC leadership. All right, so we're going to start with the leadership first. Hold on. About the CBC, Congressional Black Caucus, CBC leadership. I wonder where all the where you can find out, like where you can see all the actual members of it. Yeah, I wonder where you can find all the members of it. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Current members. I got the members list right here. So we're going to go through this list real quick, because that's an interesting comment you made, but it's just I'm not buying it at all. And then we'll jump into the topic. But this is this is interesting. This is, I guess, part of the topic. Let's scroll down. CBC. All right. Current members. All right, let's start with Lisa Blunt Rochester. Let's see where she is from. All right, we'll start with her. And we're not going to go through all this. Born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. She's FBA. All right, so she's FBA. She's born in Philadelphia. Her father, Ted Blunt, was an educator. Let's look up Ted Blunt. Ted Blunt, her father was born and raised in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Yeah, so I'm not going to go through this. Y'all be killing me. I found a list. I don't agree with everything the CBC says. But FBA, ADOS, y'all do not want to hold. You guys deflect and do not hold yourselves accountable for nothing. All right, the majority of the caucus is definitely FBA, ADOS, period. All right, now Warrior Clan, if you can come in and prove that it's not, you're more than welcome to, but I'm not going to go through this order. We know Raphael. Okay, let's do Raphael Warnock. So Lisa Blunt Rochester is definitely FBA, ADOS. Let's do Raphael Warnock. Let's see here. Raphael Warnock, born in Savannah, Georgia. Parents, Jonathan Warnock and Verlene Warnock. Let's see where his father's from. Jonathan Warnock. Let's see here. Let's see. So Jonathan's father's from, Raphael's father is also from Savannah. So he's FBA. All right. So we're not going to go through all this. Let's stop playing games. Okay. Again, I don't agree with everything I don't agree with everything with the CBC, but y'all, the majority of them are definitely FBA, ADOS. So let's stop trying to blame everything on the immigrants. Goodness. If it's not the white man, it's the immigrants. Goodness, man. Y'all need to stop. Topic. Black Caucus chose Ukraine over reparations. Black Caucus chose to support a failing cause in regards to the Ukraine conflict with Russia. Their Thanks for Summer Jam screening them. We on a march to midterms. All gas, no brakes. Appreciate the 999 holla. Oh, bring on Vovo Rant. Go ahead, Vovo Rant.
Oh yeah, I was still listening. I didn't know you was letting us on this early, but
No,
yeah.
go ahead. Go ahead. It's all good. Go ahead.
Yeah. Appreciate you letting me speak, brother. It's just a Democratic shield organization. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. Why are they supporting Ukraine? I've been saying this for years. The Democrats and the Ukrainians were wrong. Putin and Ukraine, they had a deal.
Right.
Putin said he don't want America on his border. That's fair.
NATO,
that's
right?
Fair. That's fair. If you violate the contract, it should be some type of consequence or some type of punishment. And at the end of the day, Russia really taking it easy on them.
They are, because they haven't declared a war officially. It's just a special operation.
Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they never declare war.
Yeah, I mean, because he could just walk into Kyiv tonight and take.
No, he can if he wanted to.
Yeah. So like the Democrat, I mean the Black Caucus, they just Zelenskyy is the Democrats' boy. That's Putin boy. You know what I mean? And they thought that they was gonna get some type of membership into NATO. This shit was unnecessary. Wasn't no reason why they would do that. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, Putin's Trump's boy. He been, which I agree with that. You know what I mean? You should make nice with the nuclear bomb guys. You know what I mean?
Right.
I would, you know what I mean? I would, if it's within reason. And what Putin wants is not unreasonable. And that's why the Black Caucus, the Democrats, period, they're going to lose the Black vote. They're going to have to do something dramatic. And their policies are just so fucked up. I just can't see them making a 360 in these next 3 years. Trump can really crash them out for the next 20 years.
I've been saying the same thing, and at least the next two cycles, presidential cycles, because the Democrats are just hard headed. Like they don't want to adjust their message at all. Like they're just hard headed. What are your thoughts on the reparations bill that got stopped in California by the Black Caucus?
More Democratic bullshit. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? You set this all up. What was his name? Newsom set all this up.
Right.
You playing games. With your base though. I don't get that. Why would you play games with your
base? Well, in California, the base is Hispanic and white. The black population in California is only maybe 9%.
I mean, but as a whole, their base is Black Americans. Would you agree with that?
It's hard now because California, Texas, as a whole, you could say that. Yeah, still say that as a whole for right now. It depends. It's a case by case basis because it depends which state the member's in.
For the presidential election.
What I'm saying is, west of the Mississippi, their base is Hispanic and white.
Okay. But east of the Mississippi, I would say Black Americans. Yeah, and this is somebody that's been loyal to you for 60 years. We've been loyal to these people for 60 years, and you do that. And let's be clear, Governor Newsom, that's one of their superstars.
Right.
He's in line to run for president. You don't do nothing like that. Their policies are just horrible. It's not even realistic.
Right. Let me bring on Kala. Go ahead, Kala. Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, I'm here in Liberia now.
Okay.
Here in Liberia, Volvo's favorite place. He thinks I'm trying to send him back to Liberia. I'm not. Oh yeah, Diane Smith. Somebody got to get you this International Focus magazine. Remember Cynthia Nash is now Blanford from.
Yeah, she's out here. She's out here in Atlanta. Yeah.
Yeah, she has a magazine called International Focus, the Monrovia edition.
Okay.
It is off the chain. High level people in Georgia Tech and everything are partnering with Liberia. It's unbelievable what's going on. The amount of Black businesses in the state of Georgia that's here now helping build Liberia is unbelievable. I think Liberia's going to pass Ghana as far as like Black American influence.
Well, it was at one time.
Yeah, I think people are now discovering the history because Kyle Fambula just wrote the a thing on Facebook. I look at my Facebook page. She says it's time to stop lying about Liberian history. There were no 72 crew chiefs that were killed. All that was to justify the coup, and that's why Liberia went down where it is at. That's why I was saying with Elvis in there. Elvis listens to Kyle Fambula, and she's even saying now that all the native argument was a lie. They had legitimate reasons, but it was a lie. And also, we let these people get a hold of the Congressional Black Caucus. Donald Payne was a very Keith Ellison and all these other people. All they do is cap for Black immigrants and people come over here with their grievance. And a lot of these people are anti-Black American. I noticed that. And so therefore, what we have to do is, and those of us from the Pan African world, got to show our side of the story as far as the Pan African world. Not everybody like. The people on the Congressional Black Caucus, the new leader is a Jamaican lady, and she said her priority is immigrants. Now, if you're a Congressional Black Caucus, correct me if I'm wrong, I thought that was supposed to be for African Americans. I thought that's what we fought for. Black America.
Well, I think we assume wrong. I don't think so.
Yeah, but I think what it is because we just basically Black America is so apolitical. You gotta say so. People come from third world countries, they're very politically charged. They know what they want. They know they're like a lot of Black people probably never heard of USAID. We don't know any about this stuff because none of this is in our bread and butter. But immigrants are very, very stickler on this. This is why they need the Democrat Party. We don't. We figured out the fact that we do not need the Democrat Party at all. But now the immigrants, the Black immigrants, are basically still the holdout, and they got control over the Black narrative and the talking points, in our culture. We can't move on for the Democrats because it's like, the people who want illegal aliens and stuff like that, and we willingly go along with it because we just think that we need to help everybody that's oppressed. You ever thought about that, Dias? Anybody that calls themselves an oppressed, it's like it's not even being about Black anymore. It's about being oppressed. So that's our identity. We identify with people that's downtrodden and oppressed and whatnot. Like, I feel sorry for people and everything like that, but at the same time, we got things. Our community's falling apart, and we have to worry about ourselves and everything like that, rather than worrying about every little body that comes across the boat and everything like that. So this is
Kyla, what are your thoughts on this new love affair the Black community has with Zelenskyy?
Well, the bottom line, I tell people all the time, Ukraine is the #1 epicenter of neo-Nazism in the world. And that's one of the things Putin was talking about, was that the neo-Nazi movement, that means, I'm not talking about just groups, I'm talking about armed militias globally. This movement is growing, globally. Here in America, South Africa, Afroforum, these people are all connected globally. Something we're not connected as Black people globally, These racist groups are connected from Australia, New Zealand, everywhere they're at, they feel they have a claim. Right now, the South African boards are saying they want to make a comeback and reinstate apartheid, openly saying it, and who's arming these people? Who they got? Ukraine. Ukraine supports the apartheid regime in South Africa. They're not a good country. Now, I'm not saying that what they happened to them was right, but the thing is, though, if you're going to take Americans $100 billion from America, right, and then you're going to walk into the White House and talk to Donald Trump like he's a friggin' chump or whatnot, he told him, look, first of all, you come in here, look the way he looked and whatnot. Now you present yourself in front of the President of the United States, and you're making all these demands. He said, Donald Trump said, look, we want those rare earth minerals. We want this, we want that. It was literally going around like talking to, look, the bottom line, Donald Trump's president of the United States. People need to get used to that, He's saying this is the way it's going to be. And I don't care what Robert De Niro says, what all these people said, that's just the way it's going to go down. So now the next card they have to play is the European Union to come out saying we're going to okay, why don't they give him $100 billion? Why don't Europe come up with some money? Why don't they supply some manpower? They would love to see young Americans, Black, white, whatever, they dying in Ukraine for some stupid war that he has no intention of ever trying to end because there's too much money coming in. It's a joke, And Black Caucus, Raphael Warnock called Zelenskyy a hero. You seen that?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, this is a joke, but I blame Black people because The bottom line is we elect these people. If they, if there will be no Biden, there will be no Kamala or whatever like that. There will be no congressional. There will be no Al Sharpton. There will be no what's his name, Jamal Bryant. If it wasn't for black people, but we have to take some responsibility and keep hammering these people's head that you don't speak for us and we speak independently and whatnot. You better come up with something better than I hate the orange man.
That's all. That's all. Orange man's a fascist, and I hate the
Orange
orange
man
man.
bad. Orange man bad. Democrat good. Like cheap. Good. Orange man bad. Democrats good. Orange man bad. That's all you need to know. Nothing else. Orange man bad. Like it's just be a little sheep going to the poll, But
All right, let me read the super chat. Salty balls pause. Thank you for the 1999 holla. They got another commission on black men and boys, and they don't do nothing but have lunches. Al Sharpton on that committee. I'm in California, although the base is in black. The progressive hijack black caucus, and then he also and salty balls for the 499 holla. Quick fact: immigrants are naturalized at Monticello, George Washington's former plantation. Look it up. I don't know.
what's that goofy? That's something goofy. Monticello. What's Monticello? I think what you call Monticello is Thomas Jefferson. You gotta get that right. Monticello is Thomas Jefferson. Mount Vernon was George Washington. You gotta get it right. Know your history, bro.
Guys, hit the like button again. Please hit that like button as you come to the chat room. Johnny, go ahead, Johnny. Unmute yourself.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's good?
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I was gonna talk about the Zelensky thing, but y'all might have seen something I haven't seen nobody really showing necessarily support for him outside of trying to support the United States commitment to his country. I mean, it's a lot of personal stuff that happened in the White House earlier. I mean, I wouldn't have appreciated that. I don't think it was the right thing to do. But I don't think it's necessarily right for him to have to secede land to Russia. It's an aggressor.
That land is gone.
Yeah, all right. But I feel like it's not right for him to have to concede land to an aggressor, and then for him to be an ally to the United States. They're not really playing the ball as allies and shit. I think that's kind of where the bigger issue is, because the message it sends to the other allies and other countries that might be at risk, like Poland and the Baltics. Just watching what's happening is like, man, well, y'all not protecting him, and Putin went in there and did what he wanted to, and y'all didn't really, regulate and stuff. It just might seem like it's more emboldened him to do what he wants. It's not really enough pushback against that on his side. That's what I see.
So what does that have to do with the United States? That's what I understand. There was an agreement, right?
Let me explain to you what
Those
it has to do with the
frontline
United
states
States.
should never become part of NATO.
So
Ukraine did provocation. So basically they broke the agreement.
So what I can tell you, if you want me to answer, I can answer it, bro.
Go ahead.
Right. So what that has to do with the United States is United States has allies in NATO that are on the edge of Europe as well, that are concerned about if U.S. is not willing to honor their agreement with Ukraine, they might not honor their agreement with us.
Let me ask you a question. What part of the United States really doesn't care about allies, stuff like that, unless it benefits the United States? We get more to these so-called allies than we get in return. What do we get in return from these so-called allies?
I'm not going to answer that. That doesn't make any sense at all to what I just said.
No, it does make sense. You said allies. Well, who did that besides the New World Order type of people that crafted that decades ago?
I appreciate it, Donis. I'm not going to do this, but yeah, I appreciate it.
Okay. Let me read the super chat.
Salty, can't answer the question.
Let me read the super chat. Salty balls 499. Goofy, whether it is Washington or Jefferson, the point is it's an insult to be naturalized on FBA hollow ground. Mr. Ife Olua. Salute to the panel and the peace to the chat. Thank you for the super chats. Links in the chat room if you want to call in. Go ahead and call in. Again, link is in the chat room. Colin, how do you think this is gonna play out?
Well, what's the way I see it, right? I think eventually, to save lives, I think Ukraine's going to back down, let Russia keep what it has, and say, look, this is what it is. This is what it is. So Putin's not backing down. Look, Putin threatened. Look, if let's say if Ukraine joins NATO, that means on its border it has U.S. nuclear weapons possibility, capable of striking Russia. Putin will look. If you think Putin's Iran, if people think Putin's Mexico or like that, you're sadly mistaken. He will provoke nuclear war. As simple as that. Because he will not go. Putin's not the type of guy to go down but with the West, because he basically said these agreements that were agreed to decades ago, during the Cold War and stuff like that. So we got to keep them there. If the United States for whatever reason, wants to friggin' keep poking the bear and stuff like that, because they already lost the Soviet Union, and I think Putin secretly wants the Soviet Union back, and so the concession is, okay, that line of demarcation between the West and the East, whatever. But if you go across that and bring Ukraine, then Poland, all these countries into NATO, that's what you're asking for, And the United States has no reason to go with that, go with that, because it's like this. It'll be it's better for the United States to side with Russia to avoid a World War III. Why would the United States put itself in a position to have a nuclear holocaust with Russia? For some friggin' raggedy states that we support anyway. All these states are U.S. dependent. Estonia, come on, give me a break. All all these little states over there. Yeah, it's just easy just to give them to Russia. Let Russia have them.
So don't honor the agreements. Don't honor under the non-aggression pacts.
Let's say who agreed to them though.
NATO.
Oh yeah, but what is NATO? NATO, basically the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, right? That was a Cold War institution, right? That was based on the idea that the West needed protection from the Soviet Union, right? It lasted for a long time, right? During the Marshall Plan, all these places where Europe was rebuilding. Now is NATO really necessary, right? Why is the European Union, how come they're not footing the bill for this? Why is the United States footing the bill for NATO?
I'm not going to ask why they're splitting the bill. I will explain that when you have an agreement.
You must be a foreigner. Let me guess. You're a foreigner.
No, nice try. Not even close. But anyway.
Where are you?
I'm American, 100%.
No. You're not African.
My grandparents, my Black American grandparents is born in America, great grandparents born in America, all that. None of that.
Oh, nice okay. If that's
nice try.
Okay, nice try.
Yeah, I feel you.
Let me say this. Right?
Well, let me answer your question.
You do kind of got to ask.
Hold on. Are you a new world order globalist? Are you a new world order globalist?
Am I in the new world order? You said.
Do you believe in globalism?
No.
Okay, so if you believe that, I believe all people, nation states should stand their ground, make a stand their ground, right? I think a priority of a country, 90% should be its borders and with protection. I think all the extra stuff, if you want to have an agreement, I think countries that are affected by it directly, Europe, that part of Eastern Europe, they can get together and say, look, this is what's threatening us. The United States is separated by the Atlantic Ocean.
So
what the hell do we have to what's on Russia?
So we have agreements, we have partnerships, we have memberships with NATO. We're basically the head
but
of
who
NATO.
signed those agreements though?
I keep telling you who signed.
But you understand something though. Those agreements change. Those agreements change every time there's a new administration, bro. You know that.
What are you talking about? The no aggression treaty is the whole
current
point.
president is no obligation.
That's not true at all. Bro.
But the thing is, treaties can be torn up, renegotiate. Yes, it can.
You could renegotiate.
You had what you call you had NAFTA. You had NAFTA was.
I'm not talking about
what
NAFTA,
happened to that,
bro.
right?
I'm not talking about NAFTA. I'm talking about
the same thing. NATO, NAFTA, whatever it is.
All right, I can't.
The Pacific, what was the Trans-Pacific Partnership document?
That's not the same thing either, bro. I can't do it.
Trump said, "Look, get rid." So it's the same thing.
How is it? How is NATO the same as any of that?
Because it's a treaty. Because why? Because these countries are not putting out any money. That's why. The United States say, "Hey, look, man, you guys ain't coming up with no money." Just like the UN, the United States don't have to abide by the UN if it doesn't want to. You can pull out the UN and kick them out.
And let me read the super chat. Let me read the super chat. Detail $2. Thank you for the $2 holla. Ukraine's wanting NATO
membership.
Got them into this. Guys, hit the like button again. Please hit the like button. But link is in the chat.
That was part of the agreement too, bro. That Ukraine would never join NATO. So what?
Right.
So if Ukraine could break the agreement, why can't the United States say,
break an agreement with who?
Ukraine with Russia, right? Years ago, I remember the agreement was Ukraine or none of those states on Russia's borders would ever be part of NATO. That was the agreement. Now Ukraine's not an official member of NATO, but it's doing provocations for letting weapons and stuff like that pass through its territory. So the bottom line is this: so if you're going to basically do provocation against Russia, Ukraine started, save the Crimea. They started this. Now this is what escalated to. Now Zelenskyy want to keep pushing this thing, and he was even talking about one time pushing into Russian territory. You want to go on a suicide mission? I don't care about little Ukraine. They want to do this, and suffer the consequences. Fine. What the hell's the United States got to be involved with this for? Especially when we as black people, we got more problems. I'm looking at the people getting slaughtered in the Congo right now. That's more. I would like to see like that, but since I don't have no political power, I can't do nothing. I look at what's going on. The United States executed Islamic State people are in the Congo. You know that?
Yeah, I saw that.
150
I saw
people
that.
so far in less than a week. I
I
want to
saw
talk
that.
about that. So therefore, there's things I want to talk about. I want to talk about, better relationships between the United States, which has a huge African American population, and these countries in Africa. So it's time for that. Everything ain't all Europe, man.
No, I'm
Yeah,
not saying
all
about
that's
Europe.
over with. All that, I don't think y'all realize the moves that Trump making. He putting America first. Like she's serious.
Yeah, I agree with that. That I agree
Even the
with. America
small
has every
things
right
that
to
he's
do.
doing, like renaming the Gulf to the Gulf of America, signing an executive order to make English America's official language. Thank God. I swear, I hope all that translator press two for. I hope that go away. Please let that go away. Just stuff like that, and then draining the swamp, basically finding all this money. Where's this stuff going? And in these aid programs, what I mean? It's time that these people start selling their stuff on the market. It's time for them to start selling their stuff. Stop calling it aid. This guy's serious. What I mean? The deportation thing, I think is, it looked good, it sound good, but I can't see him really getting the numbers. But he did get the numbers down at the border, but I can't see him getting the numbers to get 10 million, 12 million.
Well, a lot of people are self-deported.
You got 4 years.
Yeah. But he's still not. I can't see him getting the numbers. He would have to quadruple, however you say that. What America usually does is usually about 900,000, a million a year get deported. In 4 years, you'd have to get 4 million out a year. I don't know, but just the fact that he's at least trying it. What I mean? The fact of putting the wall up. Drill, baby, drill. Let's take advantage of our resources. I just seen a news conference today where he got the guy, the Taiwanese guy coming over here, putting a factory to build those semiconductors. They've been talking about that for a while. I live in Ohio. One of the plants going up in Columbus. What I mean? And
black people definitely benefit from all this.
All that. Yeah, from all that stuff.
That I agree with. That's all I care about. There's money coming into the country, so black people benefit. That's all I care about.
Well, Toyota, I think it was Toyota or Nissan, one of them. He put the tariffs on them. They want to build here in America. I agree with all that, man. I'm with all that. All this
black people.
I'm not disagreeing
people
with
getting jobs, good jobs, and everything like that. That's why I care.
No, I'm not disagreeing with none of that. I'm just saying, like, when it comes to foreign policy, though, it's a different matter. And it's like,
yeah, but let me ask you, Johnny. You think we should fork out $100 billion to Ukraine, another $100 billion? You think we should give it to them?
No,
money for them?
That's not what I'm saying, man. I'm saying
but that's what he's asking for.
I mean, he's asking basically for defense to fight off Russia.
But he wants $100 billion. But
he wants
the defense. How come we can't go to England, Germany, and France, Italy, and all these other countries? Why do they got to come to the United States?
Let's be fair about that part. It's not like he's gonna give them 100 million cash. Like here, it's gonna be tanks, bullets.
Yeah, it's gonna be weapons.
That still costs money.
But who's making it? Smith and Wesson is making it. These gun manufacturers here are making it. You know what I mean? So I don't.
Somebody got to pay for it though.
Yeah, but who's making it though? If you got to order
that's good. But the
100,000 AR-15s, the American worker that works in that plant gets the overtime there.
Yeah, but the only thing about Volvo is this: it's still like gets tacked onto the debt, though. That's the whole thing. Even though you may make money from the weapons
Oh,
industry.
killing bricks too. Killing bricks too. That's another good one. Hey, this guy's serious.
Yeah. So yeah, getting rid of bricks is not going nowhere. That's a joke.
But he made sure he stumped on it. Made sure that it don't need
All
no
right,
relation.
let me pass the mic to Miss Sandman. Go ahead.
Well, thank you for letting me in there. Yeah, I heard y'all was talking about globalism, and yeah, I'm pro globalism because I think that's the future of the world.
Okay.
I think people who are against globalism are cutting off their nose to spite their face. I mean, think about it. We got all of these countries. They spend trillions of dollars every year, probably an
Oh,
annual
really?
budget of close to $100 trillion annually on
Where'd
military.
you get this from? Your cracker jackbox?
What are you
Most people
talking
are going
about?
to. Hold up,
How much
Mr.
does the
Sandman.
United States spend on?
Mr. Sandman, let me say this. Do you know less than 5% of the global population makes more than 30,000 USD a year? And most of those people are in the United States. So tell me again about how we need the rest of the world.
You're not even making sense, and you're not even listening.
No, I'm
I
dead serious. You
told
said
you.
Well, Colin, let him finish. Let him finish. Go ahead, Mr. Sandman.
Yeah, so you're cutting off your nose to spite your face. So basically, all of these countries in the world, they're spending trillions upon trillions of dollars on military and defense. Why? To defend their borders. So all of us are slaves of the potential of another world war. And the only way that you're going to stop all of the violence and all of the fighting is to have a global unified world or
That's
global
not,
unified
that's not
government. Now,
work, bro.
I
That's
know a
not.
lot of people believe in the new world order and Armageddon, and this is when Jesus is going to come back, and all the book of that last book in the Bible and stuff like that. But hey, the fact remains is if you want peace, you got to drop the borders, and that's basically it. Because that's the nature of humans. That's the nature of mammals in general, or the animal kingdom in this world. Everyone is fighting over territory because
When you say
it's the
drop the borders,
scarcity, and it's fighting over resources. And if we
when you
can't
say
share the
drop the
resources evenly as a globally as a globalized unified government, we're going to continue to fight. So go ahead and cross out your borders and continue to live in the dark ages like you have been for the past millennia.
That's not true. I totally disagree with that. We already live in the global what I want to say situation. The dollar is global currency. Black American culture is becoming global culture. You know what I mean? We already you can land anywhere in the world in 24 hours. You know what I mean? So we're already in a good. It's about who's going to be at the top. That's what it's about. Borders are not coming down. You can forget about it.
Look at how many people get the violence and the frequency of war today compared to just 100 years ago, or even 50, 60, 70 years
There
ago.
will always be war. There will always be.
Okay, so since we've become more globalized and sharing our money,
So the Iraq
having
War,
the violence in the
Afghanistan
world
War,
has decreased.
Mr. Sandman, Mr. Sandman, 60 years ago we were in Vietnam.
Exactly.
Way
That's
more.
because as we get more and more globalized and we keep sharing, having a world economy, the violence continues to lower. If you was to look at the homicide rate, not just in the United States, but the entire world, how many people was getting killed, not just by murder, but also by war, it pales in comparison to we pale in comparison to what was happening back then. It was an
When is back
extremely
then?
violent world.
Well, yeah,
And that's
times have
the
changed.
bottom line.
Times have changed. You know, the technology is better. Is more resources and stuff like that. But you're never going to stop war. That's going to if you take down all the borders, somebody's going to find something to fight about. So that I don't know. What are you talking about? Like that?
Now imagine if the United States was 50 individual countries, How often do you think we be fighting each other?
Well,
How often do you think Pennsylvania will be invading New York or
here's
Georgia
the
will
thing,
be
though,
invading
brother.
Alabama?
We can't deal in fantasy. Imagine if America was 50 individuals, because it's not 50.
We dealing in fantasy when we dealing with these invisible borders. Why
Well,
can't we
I'm
do it now?
The borders are not invisible.
I'm
If
trying
it's
to look up.
enforced, it's not invisible.
I'm trying to look up the homicide you was talking about. I want to see what you're saying that it was way crazier now.
I mean, yeah, that's true though. That's
well,
true.
no, I don't believe him. So I want to know.
I don't believe it either.
Over what period
Well,
of time? I'm gonna look it up right
Well,
now.
look it up then.
Tell me what period of time to look it up from.
I would say that every
When the world was
century. I would say that every century.
I looked up 50 years. Okay, and it says the world had a significant decrease in homicide rates over the past several decades.
Right.
That's
So
what you just proved his point.
A decrease because of globalism?
No. He said that it was. Mr. Sam, what was your point again? Is it more? Is it less? It's less now, right? Are you saying less now?
It's less
now. Yeah.
Because of the global economy, is less war and less murder in general.
Yeah.
Oh,
how many people died in World War II?
But there's still borders. So what are you talking about? I don't understand how that.
How many people died in World War II?
A lot. What's your point?
Okay, never mind then.
A lot of people died in World War II. Okay.
What is your point on that though? Because I mean, the world is bigger.
How do you? I mean, if I got to explain that to you, then my point is irrelevant.
World War II wasn't just the only word,
bro. Come on. Okay. All right, man.
But at the end of the day, Trump is the king of the world, whether you like it or not. He's the global leader. He's the leader. That's why he can dictate terms. That's why America can go into these countries and put sanctions on people and all that kind of shit. We're already this about as global as we're gonna get. Now it's about who's gonna take the lead. America's in the lead. Period. Everybody got to bend to our will. That's why Trump can talk
It's just ego tripping.
No, it ain't ego tripping. It ain't ego tripping.
Everybody think they're bigger than what they really are.
If you get to dictate terms, you're the leader.
You're just a minuscule little dot in the expansion of the huge universe.
You're getting weird. We ain't talking.
Yeah, I think this is the problem. They continue to underestimate Trump, and it's just like, come on, man. I know you don't like the guy, but come on.
No, this is
okay.
The Trump derangement syndrome is crazy, man.
Yo, what happened?
Trump derangement
Trump is a man just like you.
Well, yeah, but he's a man, but he's a president of the United States. I'm not.
He's a powerful man. Unlike me, I'm not that powerful. I could admit that. Yeah, I can admit that. We got to tell the truth, right? I'm not. I don't take Air Force One about to come and pick me up. I got to drive to work tomorrow. Like so, like we got to talk facts here. Like when you and let me say this, right? You know, I noticed this with a lot of black people. Then a lot of guys don't want to deal with reality, what's really going on, and you know, a lot of guys still living in the past, and we was doing this and we was doing that. A lot of this shit is weird ideology and outdated ideology.
In Volvo, there's a whole bunch of people online saying, and the black people online saying he didn't really win. He's not really in the White House. This is all just a.
He's not my president. He's not my president.
No, they really believe he didn't
win. Trump fell out his bomb pussy, and he gonna die when it's his time, just like everybody else.
Before he's gone, before he does, this country's gonna look a whole lot better. I gotta admit that, you know.
I would say yeah too. I would say everything.
I hope so. Just like when you got foreign policy and you got like what's going on domestically. I mean, domestically, I agree with him a lot, man. But it's like when you're doing shit overseas, you don't really know how that shit's going to affect the domino.
Globally, the planet should look better if they follow his lead.
Let me pass the mic to 29. Go ahead, 29. 29 has been waiting. Go ahead, 29.
Yeah, thanks, man. Dinas for having me. Greetings to all the panelists, the chat, and the viewers. I think Mr. Sandman seems to be onto something. The idea that the conflict is not going to end simply means that we are in trouble here, and we should just prepare for our extermination. Because if you do your deduction, if conflict is not going to end, and we are getting more and more sophisticated at creating killing machines, yes, we are done. might as well pack up and go. If you look at the pattern of conflicts in the world, from lower level, close proximity kind of conflict that used to happen, then when they form nations, now it becomes nation versus nation, and now we are having larger groupings like NATO and all the rest. Sooner or later, if you have a kind of a global system whereby, like something like a UN structure where the world can organize itself, there are other things that want to kill humanity. It's not only humans that want to kill humanity. Maybe we can turn our attention into those things. And I think that will be maybe in more distant future. Who knows? What that means is that if we are to survive, conflict between us has to end, one way or the other. The question is about whether the global system, the people are the ones that are going to have enough power to control what these oligarchs are going to do. But so far, the direction is the way it is heading is that these rich people and powerful people are the ones that are going to control it, and the mudbloods are going to have to suck it up. But that said, regarding this, what happened at the White House, I must say, I'm really astounded by what is going on in Europe, where they are busy supporting Zelenskyy. The whole thing is madness. And I've never, if you can say whatever I like about Trump, I've never seen Trump so coherent, especially when he became very acrimonious. And that's when you really get a kind of measure of a person, because all his instincts are a kind of wired at that point, and they are saying a lot of things without thinking. So most of the stuff Trump said there was spot on. That guy, Zelenskyy, is crazy. What does he think he wants to do with Russia? Other than a nuclear war, you're going to get from it. And who is going to pay for all that? All of us. Little man, angry, cannot see past his own face. And they are telling him they are trying to save his country. He cannot even see it.
It's because he doesn't want to concede land from his country. It's like he feels like
he didn't want to concede. Then he should have just accepted when Putin told him, you can join the European Union, but don't join NATO. Is it by force? You can have. Why did he have to do what he? That man is criminal. If I was a citizen of that country, I would have him executed. He's a criminal. What he did to his own country. You expose the country to such danger, and the whole world at the same time, all because you have to join NATO.
Now.
Why do you have to join NATO? You don't have to join NATO. You can join the EU. So, for what I can see, and Biden, crazy, another set of crazy people, the Democrats and all these European leaders, I don't know what they are on. What are these, whatever commitment they have to against Russia, they focus so much. They are focused because it's an old English or British thing where they focus on Russia because they see Russia as their main rival in terms of European tribalism. Russia is
you don't see it as the aggression of Europe being invaded by another European country for the first time since World War II?
If you look at the Mackinder thesis, that was written by a British geopolitician. As a matter of fact, they regard him as the father of geopolitics to an extent. He was the one that said Russia has to be kept in place. That's that region anyway, the heartland. They call it the heartland. If they don't keep that region in place, they are going to control the world because they are between Asia and Europe, Western Europe. And America is all across the ocean, so power would be diluted. This is why America was against Russia joining NATO. This is why America was against Russia joining NATO.
All the way back to World War I.
So
this conflict goes back to World War I.
The point. Let me just round up. The point I'm making is that what Trump did that day was trying to save the world from a catastrophic event. Yeah. Biden was trying to make it worse. He was giving Ukraine weapons to fire into Russia. What madness is that? No, can somebody play the scenario out? What these people were trying to achieve. Remember, Democrats were the one that used nuclear weapons in this world. They are crazy. They used it twice.
What do you mean they used it twice?
Truman is a Democrat, wasn't he?
Oh, you said, I thought you meant in this war.
Truman is a Democrat. He used nuclear weapon twice, and they want to go and trigger another one again. Why would you want? You are giving Ukraine missiles to attack inside Russia. And Trump told Zelenskyy, he said, Do you want a world war? What are you talking about? you are like, I don't want a ceasefire. Trump is asking for a ceasefire, and Zelensky doesn't want it. It's like, what kind of crazy person is this?
But hold on, he said he doesn't want it because they already broke ceasefire agreements over almost 30 times.
Yeah, then get it this time. So because to stop killing people, because they stopped it before, so now let's just keep killing people until what? Until when?
He said
you kill a nuclear power.
Bro, you don't have to agree, but at least represent the argument the right way. He said that he needs security agreements in place before, not just a ceasefire without security agreements.
Hold on.
Well, you can watch the video.
I think that, okay, to be fair, that's it. You see, I can concede the point that he is saying that he wants a security agreement. But before you get security agreement, better have ceasefire, because while you're having a security agreement, the battlefield could change. Because they are fighting. They are killing each other.
Let me say this, right? You always need to stop fighting before you can agree on something.
Exactly.
You know, like if like me and you have a fight, we can't talk it out while we're boxing. We gotta hold on, bro.
That's what happened in Gaza.
Okay, now what did I do wrong? What did you do wrong? Let's do this. Somebody, you gotta give and take. Somebody gotta concede. You might have to concede to some stuff. You gotta talk it out. You gotta do business. You can't fight and be talking.
That's like that's not how they did it in Gaza. So I mean, like, they have security agreements in place.
What do you mean? They hammering Gaza.
They're
hammering. They're hammering Gaza.
There was a ceasefire.
Go ahead, Eves.
Nah, just on the Gaza, like Israel never keeps their agreements. Never. And
They had security agreements, is what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, American CIA agents talk about that all the time. And then on top of that, we were talking about Ukraine. The Ukraine war started in 2014 when Victoria Nuland and her crew from the State Department started a color war. And then after they started the color war, they lost the election to someone who was favorable to Russia, and they gave that dude a coup d'etat. So and then they put in an actor. They put in a clown, a dude who's never held any public office before. He came straight off of a television show playing the president. And they got him elected. They got him inserted into position so that they could surround Russia with missiles. That's not even a disagreed upon point, but they always start the conversation with, "Oh, you attacked a sovereign country." That sovereign country been there all the time. They didn't have a problem, but they told them you can't be with NATO and have NATO missiles pointing at my country. The American government's not going to take that. That's what the Cuban Missile Crisis was about.
Yeah, that's not what happened though. I mean, they're not. They didn't join NATO, and they don't have nuclear weapons.
They threatened to join NATO. They started going through the process, and what do? You wait till the process happens? And are you going to tell me Victoria Nuland didn't give a democratically elected president a coup d'etat? That didn't happen?
No, I'm not saying that didn't happen. You're talking about 2014 though.
Yeah.
That's like before. That's before we got to where we at right now.
Right, but if an American State Department overthrows your country's elected president, right? That's an act of aggression. Like, we're so used to them doing that shit that it almost sounds like it's a legitimate thing to do. It's not. You can't. I'm Haitian. My family and has seen, or me myself have seen 4 coup d'etats and now an assassination attempt. This in Haiti, Duvalier, Aristide twice. They killed. And they just killed Jovenel Moïse. So it's like, you can't, anywhere that there's anything worth anything in the ground, there's always going to be this type of disruption. It's just it's the operating system of the U.S. But like any other empires fall, and this one has a major problem with the dollar. You can't have 60% of the world's GDP not trading in your money. But because they've overreached with the sanctions, giving everyone sanctions all around the world, the rest of the world is like, fuck that. If I do something that the United States doesn't like, they could take me out. They could take me out economically without ever even killing anybody. They could just hit us with sanctions and then we're done. And so a lot of this stuff is being invited upon this country, and its ability to go forward depends on like how they're going to treat the people. The people will ultimately decide if they keep going in this direction. If they cut Medicaid and Medicare, if they fuck with Social Security, this place is going to be different. That's just the reality.
Okay. Yeah, appreciate that.
Only
Let
heard
me pass,
party
let
after
me, let me
party.
pass, let me pass it to Wasky from Atlanta. Go ahead,
Hi,
Wasky.
Hi, Dennis. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I was your thumbnail got my attention. You know, about the Congressional Black Caucus dropping reparation for Ukraine. I don't understand that. Are you guys discussing that? Hello?
That's the topic. Yes.
Yeah,
Did y'all talk about being $7 trillion in debt? Like they just gonna do this? They're gonna print the money again? Is that possible?
They're doing it right now for
They do it every year.
Ukraine.
That's what we
They're
talking about.
losing the war for a pointless war that the Ukraine can't win.
Yeah, they damn sure did. They sent billions, but now we talking with trillions with a T. They're talking about that. I read earlier that they may default on Social Security, and it may be a plan like that that they're just gonna let Social Security drop. Now I don't believe that. Now I don't
They
believe
might. They
that.
want to. They want to.
But what if it happens? when that $1,800 don't hit grandma's account?
Monetary sovereign in the world.
What
They are the money. America's a monetary sovereign, the only monetary sovereign in the world. They are the money. They're not going to default on anything. Nothing.
So let me ask you a question. With all the sanctions that Russia has on it, right? If you believe that, how are they fourth in the world in GDP?
Say it again.
With all of the sanctions, like if America is the money, right? How is Russia fourth in GDP? How have they gone up in economically in the last 2 years that instead of going down, without, especially now that they have all of these global sanctions on them?
Well, the sanctions was bullshit. Their number one gross domestic product is oil. They gonna get that oil out of their country and get it sold.
But what did they pay? What did they
buy it? And somebody gonna get it they want for it.
If the American dollar is the money, what are they getting paid with?
It is the American system. Everything that we buy,
they can't operate on SWIFT. You can't. Russia can't operate on SWIFT.
Why not?
So it's illegal.
Everybody already is.
They're sanctioned.
Everybody already is. Everything that you see.
But everybody already isn't, because India is getting oil from Russia.
Yeah.
Like plenty of other countries are getting oil from Russia, and they are the fourth. They are the fourth.
And how do they settle their debt?
How did they do it?
How do they settle their debt? India. I'm asking the question. If India gets oil from Russia, how do they settle the debt?
With BRICS.
No.
Yes.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You gotta
absolutely. Have you ever used WePay?
Can you come on camera real quick and your face just so we know who we talk to? Because bro, hey, what are you talking about? BRICS ain't nothing. That's nothing.
Have you ever in your life have you used WePay?
WePay? No, I use dollars.
Okay, exactly. That's why you're ignorant of what's happening in the world.
No,
China and Russia trade in yuan. They could do it over in WePay. People, yes, they do. What are you talking about?
Everybody settles their debts in dollars, bro.
No, that's not true. That's a lie.
You're not listening, bro. That's not true.
No. That's not right.
You said it is true.
Everybody settles their debts with the dollar.
That's why every other currency is held up against the dollar. They say it all the time.
Hell,
It takes
You're not,
maybe
bro. You need to do some
maybe
research,
pegged
bro.
against
no.
the dollar.
It takes this
That
many
means
of
it's
these. It takes
measured.
this many of this
Come on,
many
guys.
to make a dollar. This many yen to make a dollar. This many.
That's called
rupees to make
translating
a
it into
dollar.
English, bro.
This
That's
That's
not
many
how it
making it.
works.
That's so that you can understand it.
Yeah, come on.
So not just me. I'm not special. I'm just a truck
No,
driver.
but
Yeah,
in other people's country, they know what their money does, and they know
exactly.
how to count their
Um,
money.
um, Vovo, have you heard of credit swap deals?
Thank you.
Credit swap deals.
No, you need to get out more, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll get on a little more.
and currency swap
yeah.
deals. That's
Before we start
nations
throwing
are
the
trading
info-
with each other. Nations are trading with each other with their own currencies. In other words, circumventing the American dollar. Like Nigeria now, they signed an agreement with China to swap currencies. So that is going to be happening more and more often. That is how the dollar may become this in the sideline. May become sidelined.
He's
Listen,
confusing
y'all
pegged
talking about
against the dollar, which
and about to
doesn't mean
happen,
anything.
and about
No,
and should
bro.
be happening soon.
It's
I'm talking
happening
about
right now. It's
Huh?
Bro,
happening right
it's
this
literally
second.
going on right now.
You can swap it out all you want, but at the end of the day, you're going to have to reach up and get that dollar. You can swap it
That's
out.
not true.
No, you don't have to.
You gotta
See,
you gotta do
America.
research,
See,
man.
Vovo,
Have you ever heard of
I'm
a euro?
telling you, America internally is going to face a lot of challenges in the coming
Man,
No,
decade.
you're
In
not
the
having the
next
same.
3
Bro, it's not
months.
the same
Externally,
argument,
I'm
bro.
going to still face the same thing. It's a fact of
No,
history that is coming down the pipeline.
Bro,
America
bro,
ain't
you
going
can look up.
nowhere.
We're
You can
already
look up the
facing
pound.
It's
difficulties.
not
What are
about
you guys
America
talking
going
about?
anywhere. It's
I'm talking
about
about even it's going to get more serious in the coming years.
It is serious now. What are you guys talking? It's
It's
serious
more.
now.
It's going to get more
The sky is
serious.
falling. The sky is falling.
This
We've
is
been
not the
hearing
worst.
this forever. The sky been falling forever. This shit ain't going
I don't
nowhere.
know what planet you guys living on.
I don't
Yeah,
know what time it is.
Russia and China trading their currencies.
They've been doing
Russia
that for years.
and most of the BRICS countries trading their currencies.
It's dead.
That's why.
Listen.
Listen. The
BRICS
point
is
is that
There's nothing.
listen.
it's
The
nothing.
point.
I don't
You
believe
don't understand. This is what Trump is trying to challenge. You know, Biden basically didn't get the joke. He didn't grasp what was coming. This is basically what Trump is trying to counteract. You know, to save the dollar. That is the issue.
He's already
The
on
thing
record.
is the damage is done already.
Yeah, the damage is done, but
The
he
damage
can
is done. All
reduce.
these-
Listen, he can reduce the impact. The guy is making a serious challenge of the status quo. I mean, if he hadn't come into office, we would have all been fucked. I'm telling you, this is the situation. The BRIC countries. Listen.
You don't need.
This is not about empty debate. This is reality. It's not about debating without any facts.
No, they believe that
the BRICS countries, the BRICS countries are steadily increasing their numbers, you know, and they're gaining. Hold on, man. This is an empty debate. You know, the people that understand.
No, it's not.
That is over.
No, it's not.
Once he make this Russia deal, that's gonna be the end of that.
Listen.
There's no way
Man, the
in
last
hell.
time BRICS had a summit, where's the money?
There's no way in hell.
The guy is saying that everybody is trading on dollar. No, it's not. That's wrong.
That's 100% not true.
The dollar is the number.
Everybody,
Hey, guys, let me pass the mic. Go ahead, Ola. Then I'm gonna pass it to Super 79. Go ahead, Ola.
Yeah, thank you, Dennis. I've been listening to everybody. The problem, I don't understand why black people should even be concerned about what is going on in Russia, why they want to support it. Because
it's not supporting, it's just accurately.
No, it's not going to benefit. It's not going to benefit.
Just listen to the guy.
Hold on. You see, the Eastern Europeans actually don't understand the Western part of Europe or the Western world. You see, what Ukraine is facing, it has something to do with misunderstanding, that the languages that the Western Europeans are using sometimes, we will be with you at all cost, you know, and the way the Western world undermine Russia military power. You know, the Western people see Russians as a lower class of military power. They're weak. They don't have no power. But if you have to check the history of the Russians, they don't retreat. They only move forward. Ukraine, who is their cousin, would have known this. But Ukraine, because the Americans are coming showing too much of B-52 on the sky and F-35 on the sky, these are says Piaro. But the Eastern Europeans fall into this kind of sweet talks, you know. Georgia was one example of it, that when George Bush was in power and that black lady called Condoleezza Rice, Saakashvili said, you can chase him out, we will be with you. We will be with you throughout. Saakashvili said, man, America will be in her back. America will be in her back. Sorry, you just watching John Wayne, you know, the good and the bad and the ugly. What happened? Saakashvili hit the Russians and take the America would just fly in and come and support them. But what happened? He was chewing his tie in the office, licking his shoes because the America was not coming. And the Russians were there by the doorpost of his office. Sarkozy saved his ass. You cannot fight country that have one of the most biggest nuclear weapons on earth. You cannot. You will lose. If America have to fight Russia, the economy of America is over.
You acting like America doesn't have nuclear weapons.
It doesn't matter. They were exchanging, right? Hold
How does that not matter?
on. My brother, if America have nuclear weapons, they exchange against each other, where's the power of where's going to be the power of United States? Everybody will go down. America don't want that.
And what
America wants to be on top. So what America have to do, they have to accommodate Russia as a powerful country.
I like how you just glossed over that, but it's all right.
You got to use diplomacy, guys.
That's good. So what you're going to see now, right? Europe is not going to help Ukraine. Ukraine will be dancing and dancing and dancing and dancing and dancing and dancing. America is not going to save. Joe Biden didn't even dare go there. France and
Britain. Go there. The guy was weak, man.
You know what I mean? So what you're going to see, they will settle this in a way, say, hey, Russia, let's settle this. America is not going to exchange New York, California for Kiev.
What for?
It's not going to happen, bro.
I know. You're spitting some facts. It's diplomacy. America is strong in diplomacy, and that's what they got to use. Nobody's going to go out there and start, exchanging nuclear weapons. Who is the fool? But Zelensky is on a war path, and that's what is not good. The guy is on a war path. I don't know what he's gaining, but obviously he's going.
He's
trying not to secede land from Biden.
That's what I'm telling you. It's not only him. It's Biden. In short, the establishment, the previous establishment that Trump is against right now, they are in Europe. For some reason they want to escalate the conflict, as if there is a way they're going to escalate the conflict. Putin is going to get a heart attack and die. That whoever replaces him is going to be a friend of the US. That is the best scenario. There's so many chances of something escalating out of control. So they are the ones that are doing this. It's not only Zelensky that is doing it.
Trump is not going to let that happen. He's trying
to. Did you guys not see the exchanges in the White House some days ago? You could tell who was on war path and who wasn't. Yeah. I mean, it's clear that these guys.
The only way the guy can be on a war path is with America's help.
Period. No, but that is not what the administration wants. They don't want the war path. I mean, this guy just got in office.
So he's not going to let it happen because he's not going to have America's help anymore. He's not going to be able to do anything. They're really taking it easy on him. We could, if Putin wanted to, he could be sitting in Kyiv right now in the president's office right now if he wanted to. He could be sitting there right now with Zelensky on his knees. If he wanted to, that little bit small.
But the truth is that Russia historically has been known never to want to win anything quickly. I don't know what this is with the Russians. Any fight, they will dog you and fight you until you lose the will to live. This is what they did to Hitler. They did it to Napoleon. They just do it to everybody. Even Afghanistan, they're supposed to win. They will drag it for years. Just the same thing. Russia drags war for some weird reason. I don't know why they do that. They are not like America. They're just going boom, boom, boom.
Ouch.
Yeah, but look at the strategy. Look at the I mean, all the quote and all the losses.
Yeah,
I mean,
let me pass the mic to Super. Go ahead, Super. Unmute yourself.
Thanks, Dinus. How you guys doing on the panel? You guys have covered a lot of my points. I was trying to get in, but I do notice that it seems like it's mostly the globalists that are pushing Zelensky and the patriots who are trying to keep America. And it's showing because when Trump was in office back in 2016, remember, we didn't have any war, right? Biden gets in, and the explicit statement when Vladimir was saying, you guys have been moving closer and closer to my border, and it's only a matter of time before I'm going to strike. So when Biden got in, and it's a little disturbing because when Biden was writing all those checks, the same Congress that sounds like they're behind Trump, they did not have a problem with all that money. If you guys remember, since what, 21, late 21, 22, every other week, a few billion?
It was an invasion. Bro, why is everybody acting like they don't realize? Like, that's because they were literally invaded by Russia for the second time. So, of course, everybody was behind them.
Who's everybody?
Everybody means everybody in Congress.
America was the only one behind them. America was writing the checks. What are you talking about?
First of all, that's not true. All right,
man, we forget too quickly. That's what pisses me off.
Yeah,
why do we forget so quickly? You're talking about everybody. Everybody wasn't behind Biden.
Let me explain to you everybody who's behind it. Okay, first, the Congress voted to send aid to Ukraine. That's called the majority of Congress. That's what I mean by everybody. That's here domestically. Okay.
Now, aid or military assistance?
Both. Okay.
What? Oh, okay. You got to be specific.
I don't have to be specific. It's both. But anyway,
yes, you do. Aid is not the same as military assistance.
So anyway, over in Europe, they got support from the same countries. It wasn't just America that supported them. The countries that supported Ukraine since the invasion started at the beginning. It started in 2021 when they first got invaded. This is not something new. I mean, the sentiment and stuff has changed, but the reason for supporting them and everything is all the same. I feel like y'all are the ones with the short-term memory when y'all forget how it was when it initially started. Before you hear all this shit about when you had any hits of propaganda and shit, when you take the war on this front as just, okay, this country was invaded by them. They put troops by the borders, and then like a couple days later or the next day, they go in there. That's what we had to react with. Not from all this shit about, oh, there's Nazis and Azov and all this stuff. It's just about honoring agreements that you have with your allies. So that's everybody when I say everybody behind them. Okay?
But the majority is American, isn't it?
I didn't mean you don't think so. What do you mean? No, y'all had a lot to say, and then I explained it. Now there's no point. So
what do you mean? You say you don't think so? Who is the majority backer? If America stops helping Ukraine, will they survive?
No, it's all over.
I didn't say that.
So why do you want? What stupid point are you trying to teach me? America's the number one backer.
I'm trying to teach you a lot. Number one,
you're not teaching me anything. Putin attacked Kiev back in 2014 when Obama was in office, and nobody said anything. They just walked right in.
The concern is that we don't know where the money is going. The money,
exactly.
Know where the money
a lot of money gone, and we don't have shit to show for it.
I mean, that's the issue. Form of weapons, like we already know this. Why are we going back in circles? We know what they're using.
Zelensky out of his own mouth said. Zelensky out of his own mouth said some of the money's been come to him.
Okay,
that's the problem. A lot of cash has been went their way back.
So is Zelensky lying when he said that he didn't know where some of that money went? Because you seem to be defending.
Man, the guy got some money away somewhere, man.
Because they were watching him. A lot of government officials were rolling around with Rolls Royces and Bentleys all of a sudden when the freaking war started. Like this is common sense.
They're not following up with what is going on in Ukraine.
You don't know that they've been following a lot of these politicians in Ukraine since 2022.
They're all multi-millionaires.
They got them with mansions, their boats all over the place. So again, it's like when you the bottom line is it is not feasible,
right? You have to look like this. The West, they don't want those 46 million Ukrainians who speak Russian anyway. They are cousins. They share father and mother together. They share a lot of things together. So they don't want that 46 million to join Russia to be very, very powerful.
Or they
So
can
what
move
they have
over
to do
back
is this.
into Russia if they want to.
Majority of their
Russia.
men are running away to the border because they didn't even trust their president.
Yeah, so they want that population, part of that population in Western Europe, because of so kind of thing. So it's not about they really care about Ukraine, really, because that's what I said. They don't really care much about Ukraine, what you're seeing now. They want to use Ukraine to weaken Russia, but the Ukrainians, because they see Versace glasses
NATO and NATO as their savior, which is Zelensky. Zelensky think NATO is their savior. Him joining NATO is the
This is not
issue.
going to do nothing. No matter the amount of weapons America give to Ukraine, it's not going to work.
NATO is the only reason he might
far.
be alive. That's why. Because right now, he's nowhere that's going to take a hit.
Look, America thought Russia would come in like what the United States type of war, go in, drive in with full force, bomb everywhere, then come out like, yay. But the Russians are not like that. The Russians, if you check their war in Syria, they took their time. They'll be negotiating with you. They'll be finishing you. So the Russians, they will take their time. They look at you, kill your morale, destroy you, destroy your will, destroy who you are as a human being. Then they will finish you. They did
While
it
getting sanctioned.
Sanctions not going to work on Russia. These people now to take. Look, Russia.
They tend to fight
Russia is not crying for dinner.
You're talking of sanction. Don't you see the guy's allies? Have you forgotten that Russia got some strong allies?
No, my point was he was doing all that while being sanctioned.
He's been going all over the world building some strong allies.
I think Russians like to fight war of attrition. I can't even remember Russia invading since the Second World War. Like they go into a country, they invade, and then they come out victorious, and they fly a flag where they just win overnight. It's very rare you see Russia. I don't think they've ever done that even. Pardon?
I said that literally happened in Crimea.
Yeah. Everything is sluggish with them. They will fight. This in Ukraine.
Crimea was too easy. They just walked in. There wasn't even a lot of gunfights. Some of those people speak the language.
Crimea was Russian, so that's
the Russians help. The Russia created North Korea. If it was for the Chinese would have lost that war. The Russians helped the Vietnam. Take them time, they will grind you down. Yes, they will grind you down for a very long time. That's why Vietnam up to today come out on top. It took them years. The Chinese are the one who come with fast. The Russia will be patient. They'll be looking at you.
Prince Dinus, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm gonna pass it to Khalid. Go ahead.
I appreciate it, man. So tomorrow they're gonna do a Trump is supposed to address the joint session of Congress. I'm wondering if you're gonna have a show on that.
We can, no problem. We can.
I'm just wondering if you do like a live reaction or something, because this right here not making no sense. I'm about to go, but
for real, I came to
tomorrow, and I appreciate it.
Okay, no problem. Go ahead,
Dennis.
Well, let me pass it to you.
I do think that a lot of the Black Liberal Caucus Congress members have sided with Ukraine over reparations because they're seeing Black reparations money in the tune of billions of dollars going to a white foreign country, Ukraine, which is losing its war. Ukraine is not going to win this war. It's a money pit. But, like Malcolm X said, unfortunately, a lot of these Black liberals in Congress, they are traitors to their race. And what Black people got to understand, just because people share your same skin doesn't mean they're going to advocate for you. A lot of these Negroes you see in Congress, they are handpicked. No one knows them in the community. They do nothing for the community. And they're not funded by Black people. They're funded by white people. That's why they get up and talk like some warmongers. Like they are so about it that they ready to go to war with Russia. Probably never been to Russia in a day of their life, but they were told by the white liberals to hate Russia. What they should be doing is being anti-war, like Malcolm X, like Martin Luther King, who they love to quote so much, or Muhammad Ali. Be anti-war. See that Trump is using all these Trump cuts of USA, the Pentagon, all these ways, and then say, hey, that money could be used in reparations if they were tactical. That's the type of tactical thing that they can say and negotiate a deal with Trump. But the Negro political class will never negotiate a deal with Trump because they see him as a racist. So what they're going to do for these 4 years is fight. fight against them and get nothing for the black community. And what if they lose in 2028? What are these Negroes gonna do? Keep fighting? Like, man, our community, I love it, but man, unfortunately, we are still political infants. It's the dumbest thing. You got a
Not
man in
you
the White
guys, the
House who loves
politicians.
to brag, and instead of us working with him,
He's
we're
making sense.
actively going against them. It's embarrassing. This is why we're gonna remain last, man.
Hey, Dinas.
So hold
Go
on,
ahead.
bro.
Yeah, go ahead.
How
Well
about with
said.
everything? How about with everything you said, bro? You offer a solution, though. How about leaving it on like a high note?
No, he did
I
say it.
just
This is what they
offered
should do.
a say we should be
Hey, T. Khalid, you going? T. Khalid, you
all
going to
that money
interview?
being saved can be used for reparations. It's like you didn't hear that.
For
Offer the
reparations?
solution. That's the solution. Stop crying and use those cuts that's being saved. That's not going to white people, because I know y'all hate white people, white supremacy. So it's not going to these white Ukrainians. Use it on black people. That's what black people should be doing. But instead, they want to fight and resist and get nothing.
It's sad. It's
Can,
sad.
can I
And
can I
America
say
has
something,
money. That's for
Dinas?
sure. Nobody can tell me that America doesn't have money. When they want to print money, they can print money. So if they wanted to give
Thank
reparation, they will give
you. People
reparation.
forget
That's
that part.
Dinas.
these are people that can print trillions of dollars if they want to. So let's face it, if they want
And
to
it
print,
won't hurt their economy.
it
Nobody else
won't.
can
It
print
doesn't
like
hurt them.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I
Everybody
add
want to be
something,
victims when they
Dinas?
got the bank.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, the guy that just spoke about what the Congressional Black Caucus was doing. That's exactly why I joined the conversation. You know, I like what he said, but I don't understand. I mean, I'm not sure I can validate, you know, what he said. Is that their mission? Is that what they're trying to accomplish now? The Black Caucus to support Ukraine engagement and neglect reparation or taking care of people in the United States.
Well, they're not quote unquote neglecting reparations. I mean, they don't even advocate for reparations. But yes, they are acting like some pro-war George Bush neocon war hawks. Absolutely, they are not for any peace. They are like, we need to keep supporting Ukraine to the last man. They are some, you know,
I
you got
see.
Jasmine Crockett calling Trump a traitor for trying to
Wow.
negotiate peace. So this is where we're at.
I see.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Very interesting. I mean, thank you, because I didn't have that understanding. You know, I saw the thumbnail and I want to understand why the Black Caucus will be supporting war instead of finding a way to, you know, gain some support within the United States. You know, I mean, that's interesting. I will look more into that and find out
So
the guy from my.
they are sellouts. They are sellouts, man. They are handpicked. If any black person was remotely revolutionary, they'll be getting attacked by the media. None of these Negroes, and even on the conservative side in Congress, I don't think they fight hard enough. Like I would love to see a black person in Congress who's like Trumpian, who like fights hard and don't care.
You won't
But
see any
on the
Congress
left and the
long
right,
after
they're
that.
both kind of like mealy mouth.
There's only one black woman, Cynthia. I can't remember her last name. She was the
Oh
last person that
yeah,
literally
I know
spoke
who
the
you're
truth.
talking about, Cynthia
She was the
McKinney.
last. Thank you.
Yeah,
She was
and
the
she got
only one that
railroaded out.
yeah, of course. Like, you know, and the other black
They didn't even
Democrats
support her.
Of course they won't support, because there's no way you
They
can
talk
look at
crap
these
about
black
her.
politicians. Yeah, you don't. I mean, I think sometimes the black community forgets, because of this skin color issue being called black and white. You look at these people up there and see that they represent you. They're representing the freaking money, the special interest, you know. And but I wanted to go back when George Bush, because I was watching this montage of the history of presidents praising Russia. George Bush, while we were fighting Iraq, he brought Putin in, talked about him being a straight shooter. They got a lot in common, but American policy was Putin is the bad guy, right? Isn't that what the media always says? Then you fast forward to Obama's term. Saw another video, Obama talking highly about Putin. You know, he's a great guy, he's straight shooter, all that jazz. But American policy, Russia's the enemy, right? Why? Is that, or is it NATO's policy is to tell Americans Russia's the enemy, right?
He
then
says good things about them too. I mean, that's just how the world leaders talk about each other.
Well, they're not going to let, Russia did try to join NATO, but they don't want Russia into NATO because the military, there'll be no point of the military industrial complex to even exist if Russia joins NATO. So they have to have an enemy. So they have to keep
the
Russia
big
as a
bad
perpetual
Russia.
enemy. Yeah. Yeah. And,
Let me add on
brainwash the
though.
American people.
Then Trump comes in. You know, he was already in love with that guy. You know, but it's interesting. Like Democrats have always been anti-war. You know, from Clinton to the Iraq War, Democrats were against it, and Obama. But Obama was actually the super drone president, while Democrats were, throwing the black card at everybody's face. Like he's the best thing. Everybody agree with that, right? Obama droned more than anybody else in the history of this
Well,
country.
I sort of did. You know what? When George Bush was going to war, I was of that mindset. I did think that the Democrats were anti-war because yes, they was speaking against the war in Iraq. The problem is when Obama came in, all of a sudden they became pro-war. You know what I'm saying? They
The
supported
switch,
Syria, then they
exactly.
supported
And it's
Libya.
like,
So
yeah,
it's only when it's the Republicans, and this is the problem I can't stand with the Democrats because I criticize Trump when he just bombed Syria and killed the Iranian there. When Trump does stupid foreign policy moves that can tilt us into war, I criticize him for that. It's consistency. The Democrats will only be anti-war if it's a Republican. Other than that, they're all for it. That's why look, bro. Did y'all see Bernie Sanders? Bernie Sanders is acting like we're still in the Cold War.
yeah.
And Trump a traitor, and we got to do something against Putin. Bernie Sanders, and this is the left. That was their best man. That was their Trump figure, and he turned out to be all of a joke.
Because he got too much special interest, so it's easy to pacify him. He got too much special interest money that's traced.
Yep.
But
It's all
this
about money.
this Zelensky today, when he was doing a media tour over there with a translator, he slipped up and says they really want to join NATO. Now he's saying this after leaving Trump after that embarrassment. So it seems like his life depends on joining NATO. He has nothing else beneficial, or his existence is not going to be beneficial if he doesn't join NATO. And I don't think he's going to be even safe anywhere. Because
No,
let's say
he won't join NATO, and most likely, when they do end up taking his land and shit, and the war is over, he's most likely not going to get reelected anyway. So he's going to be like,
where's he going to be safe? Well, who's going to take him in?
Americans should be offended that this man is trying to join NATO because he is effectively trying to pull us into World War III with Russia.
Yes,
Because we know
with
if
all
he
that
joins
money we've
NATO
already
and
spent,
trigger
and you
Article
still saying
5,
that.
we are in war. It's like, our media is so traitorous, man. It is unbelievable. It's
They're
like they're
playing
like,
both sides.
no, push Ukraine until NATO. No, we got to. So it's like y'all are willing to risk World War III. And I honestly think, y'all, the reason why, especially a lot of these dumb young liberals who don't know anything about politics but hate Trump, I honestly think the Russia hatred stems from 2016 because they do believe, I think liberals still believe that Russia had an
Yeah, the
involvement
Twitter hack.
in Trump
The
winning,
Twitter hack.
and it's reverberating over because
But
just to see
Democrats
the
ran Twitter
hatred
back
of Russia
then,
is
just to
wild.
jump in. That
No, I'm sorry.
Democrats went Twitter. That's what I was just going to add to your point. So it's like it's weird that the same people who censor people on Twitter were the ones saying Russia is the reason he got in. It's like, wait, what happened? You couldn't censor this time? Because it took Elon to buy it to really realize how bad the censorship was. I don't think if you guys remember when he took over, they had all these stupid.
Yeah. In fact, I think that Twitter acquisition was one of the best things because you see how Facebook has come around. Facebook and YouTube still need a lot of help, man. YouTube is still kind of crazy. I mean, we still got to kind of low-key censor ourselves on YouTube because
Yes, you're
YouTube
right.
is still authoritarian, man. But
It is.
the fact that they are, what I'm hearing is lightening up policies, allowing to talk about certain things is good. But no, YouTube still needs like a Musk figure in there.
Right.
He needs to buy it. He needs to buy YouTube.
I guess my question also is: do you guys know of any rare earth minerals in Ukraine that they have?
Yes.
Like,
Now,
yeah,
I
it's a
do
bunch of them.
criticize Trump on that, man. We don't need. I get what Trump is trying to do, is trying to throw a bomb, but man, we just need to be trying to end this damn war. We need to demand Ukraine pay us back and end this
They
war.
won't be able to afford to pay us back, and
That's
there's
what
no
the guy is
guarantee.
trying to do.
Boom.
Did
Yeah.
you not watch
Collateral
the
with the
show at the
land.
White House?
Like, I don't want to give them no more aid, man. We need, especially how Zelensky is disrespecting us going around the world, and even the EU. I'm kind of like F the EU.
Biden
Seriously.
enabled that nonsense because
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
money.
man.
I
They're too
remember, dude,
entitled.
it was like 3 months in a row that we must have been printing like billions every week to this guy during that. I think this was when the COVID shots was taking over the news
Yeah.
circuit. But I do remember, and I was like, this is odd because it's not even our soldiers. We're sending it to these people. And that's when I researched a little bit and I found some people that have been tracking a lot of these Ukrainian officials. There was one guy that they went to his house and he literally had like 5 or 6 cabinets just full of bricks of money, cash. So, when I hear the other guy earlier was, Ukraine needs our help. Well, now when wartime is happening and Zelensky all of a sudden realizes he needs a yacht or a new freaking Wraith, So
Man.
Talking about how this man is like his literally life is on the line and shit, and you acting like he's.
But y'all have to ask yourselves, why does he like? It's funny. Russia
if his life is on the line,
ready to end the war.
You won't be spending money shopping like he on vacation.
So you
But like, why do y'all think
ways.
Zelensky, who is losing, doesn't want to end the war? It's just interesting that he's making it so difficult to want people.
Like I said, I think he has a deal with globalists. I think he has a deal because he even said it today. He said it like NATO membership is what I need. I would sign something. And I looked at him like, is this guy crazy?
Dude, you are crazy, dude. You're not going to pull us into
So his
war.
life depends
way,
on
dude.
that NATO membership. His life depends on it. And we're just finally realizing it with Trump and Vance doing what they did to him there. Because until Trump came in, can you imagine if Biden was still in office?
And if Kamala was in,
they would have rolled $1 trillion check to this guy unchecked.
Right, exactly.
Did you hear the guy say he didn't want a ceasefire? And Trump thought it was
bro,
crazy.
you're losing the war. But the disrespect comes from, I don't want no ceasefire, and y'all gonna keep funding me. It's like, no. What the hell? Like, you're not running shit. How the hell you gonna tell us you don't want no ceasefire, but keep sending you billions? Ukraine is crazy. Like, who talks like that? Especially when you're losing.
The guy who's gassed up by globalists. So you see, he's still confident because guess what he did when Trump gave him the boot? He went to the globalist buddies. They've been, been in his ear.
Yeah.
Man, let
he
them
went back to them and they took a picture to show with force. But they just looked like a bunch of idiots. Because if they were so serious, they would have put the money up.
Let me pass the mic to Setu, then we'll close out. Go ahead, Setu.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Dinas. It's been a minute. And I just wanted to close out, with just something. Right now, the economy is crashing, whether you accept it or not. I work in the financial industry, and I know pretty much that the money that the U.S. is saying that they don't have it. And it's like abuse now for everybody. The BRICS trying to unite and create their own currency. If that happens, it's going to be a mess. But there's some signs that are here that Black people can use instead of talking about Ukraine here and there. You unite. And also we heard like few days ago, like maybe 2 days ago, the president talking about using the currency, like cryptocurrency as a reserve. We have to position ourselves because if we do so, we can grab a lot of money and help ourselves, but not focus on these guys because what they're doing is just, messing up the country more and more. And it's
Bro, we're going to focus on them because we are close to nuclear war. Like to say, just bury your hand in the sand, let these white. No. If any American dies and it's a nuclear war, we are getting drafted. And that means you're forced in the war. But because your head was buried in the sand, you chose not to participate and allow it to happen. So no, we're not going to do this. We're not going to just focus on hell no. We are close to World War III. We definitely are focusing, and that's why Black people aren't invited into these conversations
What
or
you
anything, because
talking
we don't
about?
know anything. We
What you
want to be
talking about?
ignorant. We're
What you talking?
no.
You
You
are the
always want to
ignorant.
be this. That's
You
not focus.
what the hell is that?
You're just so
You are
lost
yelling.
about
You are
what's going on
yelling. You
around the
are
world.
crying.
It's just amazing.
You are crying. You are yelling. You act like a man. You know,
Bro,
don't be
you come
like
on here changing the
no.
subject. That's
Act
not
like a
even the
man.
topic, bro.
You got
We got to
listen.
educate our people,
No,
and
you
you
are not educated. How
dumb as
can you
hell.
educate somebody if yourself you're not educated? How can you do that? You are yelling while somebody's talking. You are like,
Because you're
you know,
changing the
screaming.
subject, bro.
No, I'm not
You
changing the
sounding
subject. I'm
ridiculous
talking
right now,
about
bro.
no. You
You
are the
sounding
ridiculous one.
ridiculous, bro.
You are
Don't start your
you
own
the
shit about
one.
crypto, bro. We talking about grown man shit right now.
What the fuck is what the hell is going on with you, man? You don't know what's going on. You will see. You know this conversation. You better record it because few days after you will see, you will hear that. Oh man, this man I was like you know trying to like put down and shit. He was right, and that's what I'm gonna end on. Thanks, Diners.
All right, we're going to go and close out. Everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, subscribe. Until next time, family, Dynasty Mirror Search for Haru. Peace.